Have you ever wondered why in a certain area, even though you struggle yourself, you are the best guide for others? It's like being a great surgeon whose own hand is shaking, yet he operates perfectly on everyone else. Today, we're going to talk about the myth of Chiron, the point in your chart where your pain and healing are tied together. If you're ready to turn your wound into your empire, stay with me until the end of this video. Why in one area of life, no matter how hard you try, do you still feel incomplete? Today, we're talking about Chiron, the point that is both your pain and your key to healing. Chiron was the result of a forbidden love between Kronos and Philyra. His mother, when she realized that Saturn wanted to assault her, transformed herself into a horse in order to escape, but became pregnant. When Chiron was born, because he was such a strange being, or a centaur, his mother abandoned him in fear. That means Chiron's first wound was the wound of rejection. But this abandoned being was raised by Apollo and became the wisest and most knowledgeable being of his time, instead of drowning in victimhood. He learned that his abnormality was actually his unique signature. In evolutionary astrology, Chiron is exactly the place where the determinism of life connects with the free will of the soul. Chiron symbolizes the deepest wounds we have, which, when healed, turn into our greatest power and wisdom. Chiron means someone who not only accepts the wounds of their chart, but also directs them so they become tools for evolution. This name precisely shows the thin edge between suffering and wisdom. Chiron is not just a wound, it is the key to entering higher awareness. Chiron, a bridge between physics and metaphysics. In astronomy, Chiron's orbit lies between Saturn and Uranus. That means Chiron is the bridge that takes you from material limitations to spiritual awakening. Chiron plays the role that we call the alchemy of pain. It teaches us how the wounds recorded in the chart can become sources of healing power. Chiron is not just a celestial body, it is the crack through which light enters. If you want, I can continue and translate the next text only into English as well. Guys, if you felt this video is turning your wounds into power, hit like right now so we can keep going together. The strangest part of the story is this. Chiron, who was a master of medicine, was wounded by a poisoned arrow due to a mistake by Heracles. Why couldn't Chiron heal? Because he was immortal, he couldn't die, but his pain also wouldn't end. He tried every medicinal herb, but none of them healed his wound. His wound made him the greatest healer in history. That same endless pain helped him understand the deepest pains of humanity and made him the greatest teacher. He healed others. In a deal with Zeus, the god of gods, he agreed to lose immortality and transfer it to Prometheus, who had stolen fire from the gods and brought it to humans, and was stuck in Zeus's punishment. He tells us, to heal the world, first you have to be willing to face your own wounds and heal them, and heal fear and anxiety. In your birth chart, Chiron is the same point where you feel weakness and imperfection. But here's the good news. Out of that very wound, your greatest talent and power are born. Chiron teaches us that to heal the world, we must first make peace with our own wounds. Chiron in your chart shows where you get hit, but exactly there is where you can help others. Chiron means the possibility of turning personal insecurity into creating security for others. If your Chiron is in the 4th house, maybe you have wounds in your roots, but you're destined to give others a sense of home. If your Chiron is in the sign of Capricorn, you'll likely be facing challenges with your personal identity. Chiron is the key to entering higher awareness. Don't cover that wound, because exactly there is where your power enters this world. Chiron transforms us from passive observers into healers, someone who rides the horse of fate and steers the path of evolution with the wisdom of his wounds. Chiron is exactly the place where we have to be. Usually, people run away from Chiron's pain, but we show up in the heart of that pain, so the hidden potential within it can be released. The moon's nodes and Chiron are both in your chart. The nodes show the path, and Chiron is the tool for healing. In your birth chart, Chiron is precisely the place where you feel weakness, where you have those placements in your chart, showing you where you're going to get struck. But at the same time, that very place is also where your mystical power is. Chiron teaches us that to heal the world, first we must make peace with our own wounds. Remember, Chiron in your chart is your treasure map. Don't forget to subscribe to Astrokavakeb, because here we learn how to build a phoenix out of the ashes of our pain. Stay awake. In the comments, write to me, where is your Chiron? The place where you always felt you weren't enough or that you were rejected?